Welcome back, guys. So today we are going to look at the difference between sentences, phrases, and clauses. So in order to look at the differences, we need to know what is a sentence, what is a phrase, and what is a clause. So what is a sentence? Do you know? A sentence is a group of words that makes complete sense. Very important, it must make complete sense. It must contain a verb and it must express a complete thought. Of course, we know our sentences, they begin with capital letters, so it must begin with a capital letter and it can end with a full stop, an exclamation mark, or a question mark. Yeah? Here are some examples of sentences. I did it with an exclamation mark at the end. That's a complete sentence. Where are we going? Rest the textbook on the desk. Please open your books. All examples of sentences. They contain verbs and they express a complete thought. We have different types of sentences, so let's look at them. Number one, a declarative sentence. So this sentence makes a statement, it provides an explanation, and it conveys facts. Hard work pays off. This is an example of a declarative sentence, and we can see that it ends with a full stop. Then we have interrogative sentences. So an interrogative sentence asks a question or it requests information, right? Do I have to finish a task? We are asking a question. We can see that it expresses a complete thought, yes, and it ends with a question mark. Then we have exclamatory sentences. So this sentence expresses heightened emotion and it ends with an exclamation mark. So I have to finish the task or I won a prize. These are examples of exclamatory sentences. And then we have imperative sentences. This sentence tells someone to do something or it makes a suggestion. So finish the task or finish the task. So this sentence can end with a full stop, but in some cases it ends with an exclamation mark. So now that we know what sentences are, what are phrases? A phrase is a group of words that does not make complete sense. It lacks complete thought. Yeah, so it's the opposite of a sentence. A phrase may or may not contain a verb, and if it does contain a verb, it is called a verb phrase, right? So let's look at some examples of phrases. Over the hill, under the table, to bake a cake. This group of words or these groups of words do not make sense. It does not express a complete thought. So if I walk up to you and I tell you over the hill, you're going to be confused, right? Because it's not making sense. So this is what a phrase is. And now that we know what's a phrase, what is a clause? So a clause is a group of words that includes a subject and a verb. It differs from a phrase which does not include a subject and a verb. Yeah? Subject and a verb. Very important. With clauses though, we have two types. Yeah? We have independent clauses and we have dependent clauses. So let's look at independent clauses and dependent clauses. What's an independent clause? An independent clause expresses a complete thought and it can stand on its own. It does not need other words to complete the idea. Yes? So, I can say to you, Daddy washed the car. It expresses a complete thought. It makes sense. It does not need other words to complete the idea. Yeah? However, a dependent clause does not express a complete idea. It depends on the other words in the sentence to help it make sense. So, for example, if I say, after he ate lunch, It does not express a complete thought, right? But if I put these words in front of it, Daddy washed the car, it now expresses a complete thought. So it is depending on the other words, Daddy washed the car, to complete the thought. So this is what a dependent clause is. Do you all understand? And that's it, guys. See you all in the next session.